there's no easy way to do this video. It's sad. You know what I'm going to say. You'll know by now that Isla's passed away, but it's rotten news. It's terrible news. But I didn't want to let it pass without, you know, sort of talking about it and making comment on it. That's not what the video's about, but I also didn't want to put a video up just about that. It just didn't feel right. I didn't know the parents. I wasn't particularly close to the situation, I've got to be said. But there can't be a West Ham fan that didn't know about Isla and that wasn't touched by what the whole family had gone through, and the way the West Ham fans all pulled together on this, and the fundraising, and everyone that did the fundraising, everyone that donated, and the way the club were involved, and the players. And it was the one time I felt that West Ham really came together to really get behind something. I think it gets trotted out quite a lot. Football family, West Ham family. I've got to be honest, I think it's a load of rubbish a lot of the time. But this was one of the times when I thought, yeah, this is it. And I mean, I don't know, I can't speak for anyone else, but there were times, particularly when she went to Barcelona and she was getting the treatment, and that particular treatment, as I understood it, was successful. When you thought, well, there's hope here, there's hope, and I think we all sort of looked forward one day to, you know, maybe seeing Isla as a teenager or a, you know, a grown woman, and just to be one of the massive success stories. But it's incredibly sad, and as you can see, with unfortunately what happened to young Bradley Lowry as well. Who had a neuroblastoma. I mean, it ain't good, and it can't have been easy at all. In fact, it can't have been easy. What am I talking about? It must have been horrendous and really difficult for the family to go through that and sort of be able to carry some hope in their heart, because they've got other children as well. It must have been incredibly difficult, and just the strength necessary when I look at it and think, when you can see that sadness. When you carry that sadness yourself, yet you've got to give a brave face to your children. You know, and you know, I imagine there was a lot of private tears and a lot of very, very brave faces there. And it must be really hard to get up and be jolly and be happy, and particularly, you know, going through the last Christmas, knowing that was going to be so, and just to try and do everything you could just to create some memories. I mean, just horrendous. I've got to say, absolutely horrendous. And I don't know how they managed it, and I wish them. It's not luck. I just, you know, I really wish them a high standard of life, and I hope things get an awful lot better for them. And I mean the whole family, mum, dads, the siblings. Fair play to you, hats off to you. Don't think I could have done it. I don't know many who could have done so. You know, well done. Anyway. This feels a bit weird, doesn't it? Going on to a football conversation. As I said, I didn't particularly want to do a video about it, but anyway, onto a football conversation we will go. And as you will see from the title, this particular video is about just how many players we're going to need at West Ham. And I've got to thank Larry. Larry sent me in an email. And Larry said, I was thinking that at the end of the season we'll be losing about 10 players from our small squad, so we've got a lot of work to do in the summer. Well, hold on a second. This is absolutely true. This is absolutely true. We all know that we've got a weak squad anyway. That much is true. And I think even if the composition of it now, while we have those guys that are still in the squad, we still need 2 or 3 now. But look at the number that are leaving. I'm going to read a little bit from Larry's list and add a few. So Larry said, I doubt we'll sign Areola. Agreed, Larry. He'll go. So will Randolph and Martin. 3. All right, I know they're all keepers, but still with it. Fredericks is going. He didn't mention Yarmolenko, but Yarmolenko's going. That's 5. Ogbonna will be 35. And let's be fair, we don't know if he's going to recover from his injury. There's 6. Arthur will go 7. He says Dawson isn't getting any younger. Then there's Diop, who Moyes sort of wants to get rid of, and you can understand that. That's 8. And then Krell won't stay. Sorry, that was 9, not 8. I can't count, can I? And Noble as well. We're looking at 10, 11 players. Sorry, Larry, I've just seen that you've put Yarmo's time is up and he'll be leaving. And then you said, and then of course we're fighting off interest from Rice and Bowen. Let's forget the Rice and Bowen bit for a minute, because there's enough there to get your teeth into. We are talking an unprecedented recruitment drive here. But this is what happens when a lot of your squad is stacked full of of basically people that come to the end of their careers and or journeymen or people that aren't going to feature in the squad at all. And no wonder Moyes has been talking about bringing young players in, because actually I hadn't really given it that much thought. 10 to 12 players, and that's just before we get the additional ones. That's still a squad that we think is thin on those numbers. What's he going to do? What are we going to do on this? Are we going to sign 10 or 12 players? I can't think we will. And if we are, how are we going to do it? I really can't imagine this. So let's just have a look at this there. Look at those. Look, 3 keepers going. Do we need 3? No. Realistically, we'll need 1 keeper. Areola is going to go. I totally agree with that. So we're going to have to bring in a keeper. Personally, I think we'll get Sam Johnston, right? I think that will happen. As the sort of reserve keeper or whatever, you can do one or two. You can either keep Martin on for another year. When I say the reserve, like the third choice, or one of the youngsters, Big Trot or somebody, or Nang, somebody like that. Okay? Fredericks. Now, Fredericks we haven't really used, but he is a squad number. He is a squad place there. Do we need him? Possibly not. Possibly not. Okay, because we got Soufal who plays there. We got Cresswell who plays at left fullback, and then we got Johnson covers both positions. We've also got Harrison Ashby there. Okay, so I think Fredericks' place in the squad gets covered by Harrison Ashby, but we're still looking thin. I'm just trying to mitigate some of this and try and make the case that I'm trying to put off the amount we're going to have to buy and see what we can find from within our own ranks. This video is sponsored by the OneFootball app. You can download the OneFootball app by using the link underneath this screen right here. Simply click on it, or you can use the QR code up there, and you can download it to your mobile device. Why get the OneFootball app? First of all, it's free. Secondly, it's your one-stop shop for all things West Ham. You don't have to go looking around on all the various websites. You don't have to go looking around on all the newspapers to find your West Ham stories. The OneFootball app puts them all into one place. As soon as you sign up, you just say, I support West Ham. It does all the rest for you. Click the link below. That's the OneFootball app. Ogbonna's a really good one. Moyes needs to sign a centre-half. Now, we know there's a couple up on free transfers. I think we're going to get one of them in. I think that'll be Ogbonna's replacement. But he still brings the question about Diop. So I think we need 2 centre-halves. So that's 2 centre-halves to come in. Say what you want about Arthur Masuaku. He gets used. He does get used. Moyes uses him. And even if you take out Arthur Masuaku's minutes on the pitch this season, well, those minutes go on to someone else. They're minutes that Benrahma has to play, or Vlasic has to play, or Cresswell has to play. That's going to make those players more tired, and we do want to qualify for Europe again, right? So Arthur needs to be replaced. Now, do you necessarily have to bring in a left back? Not necessarily. Maybe you bring in a left winger. But you're going to need to bring in players that give that other person a rest. Dawson, well, I think we've covered Dawson in the centre-halves, but I do think next season the centre-halves will be Zuma plus one other, plus Dawson, plus one other, and Ogbonna. So that's why I think we need to bring 2 in. I think Diop goes. But I don't expect a load of money for Diop. Nobes retires. Larry's words there. Noble retires, and Krell won't want to stay. I think we need 2 midfielders. I do. I think we need 2 midfielders there. And 2 midfielders that David Moyes is going to use. Let's be honest, he ain't going to use Connor Coventry. I don't think there's anyone in the academy who David Moyes is looking at and thinking, yeah, I want to use him. We'd know about it if he was, because Moyes had already started to drip him in. A little bit like we know he sort of likes Harrison Ashby. There's nobody like that. I think we need 2 of those. I think we need 2 centre-halves. We need 2 central midfielders. You see where I'm going with this, don't you? Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko is the go-to guy off the bench. It shouldn't be, but he is. And it seems that way, doesn't it? So we're going to need another winger. That's where he's brought on, really. So we've got to bring a winger in there. This is all getting very expensive, by the way. 2 centre halves, 2 midfielders, and a winger, right? The bill is going up. I'm being kind with the goalkeeper thing, all right? Oh, sorry, the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper, 2 centre backs, 2 midfielders, winger. I'm letting them off on the fullback one. I'm giving them Harrison Ashby there, right? And saying that Johnson's going to help cover. And then we've got the striker situation. Now, bearing in mind that actually you're not going to be able to use Yarmolenko for that role, which is sometimes when Antonio's knackered or whatever, or he's out of form, he's come back from international duty, Yarmolenko's played up there. We need a striker. I think we need two. I think we need a main striker, someone to put real pressure on Antonio, and then a floater, not a floater. You know what I mean? So a reserve type player. We need the striker equivalent, if you like, we need a squad player. We need Ben Johnson, but as in a striker. Maybe a striker that can also play on the wing. Somebody like that who might not be a guaranteed starter, but who's really competent when he comes in and can do a good job. So I think that's two, and a star striker. You know, your £50 million striker, whatever, £40 million striker, whatever it might be. Maybe I'm pushing it at 50 million. Look at it now. How many free transfers are we going to get here? Discover this. 2 strikers, yeah, 2 strikers, 1 winger. I've not even done fullback yet. I'm giving them a pass. I'm going to get a gel free card and fullback. 2 strikers, 1 winger, 2 central midfielders, 2 centre halves, and a goalkeeper. And I'm being kind. That's 8 players. 8 new players. Senior players. How on earth are we going to afford that? And you start to look at it and think, you can't bring 8 players in with 100 million. You can't, can you? Okay, look, let's say there might be an Origi there on a free or something like that, a Tarkowski on a free. Okay, great. Good jobs. Maybe even a Lingard. I know the story's going again, but just go. Okay, so if you bought 3 players in on free transfers, there's still these 5 that you've got to sign. 5 players for 100 million? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Actually, having said that, Johnson's on a free, isn't he? I think we're looking at £150 million. And I do look at it, I thought, how have we let it get to this? And it's sort of, I do videos every day. I'm always looking for an angle or something to talk about in terms of what's going on at West Ham. I think, hold on, how come I haven't really noticed? It's been staring me in the face. Anyway, let me know what you think. I say let me know what you think in the comments. Even if you start to comment on this, I'm expecting some essays here, really. I'm not saying write an essay. You don't have to. But it don't look good. This does not look good. I'm a little bit worried about this. I think I've been so conscious of being worried about this season and about have we got enough to get through the season without injuries. I haven't even thought of next season. Next season we're in an even worse position. I think I've been thinking for so long, why is Rob Newman not doing anything now? Now I know. Now I know. Larry, you've alerted me. Sorry, that's that thing again. Larry, you've alerted me to it, mate. Rob Newman is in to bring the bloody 8 or so players we're going to need for next season. Tell you what, they better get cracking.